On April 22nd, 2023, Fabled Legacy updated and added a brand new dungeon. I'm gonna spare you guys the details because obviously you guys are here to learn how to do the new dungeon because it's kind of complex, not gonna lie. So in this video, I'm gonna teach you how to do it, and we're starting right now. But before we continue, I just want to give a quick shout out to my members. Thank you, boys. So, Sunken Fortress. This dungeon's actually pretty easy, especially if you're running with a group. So I would highly recommend running with a group, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so the first set of groups is a couple of barbed spears, orbs, spears, and a couple of warriors. The second group is the same thing. It's just basically second verse, same as the first, essentially. So basically, the orbs have a kind of a Wi-Fi style pattern, attack pattern. It's super easy to dodge. You can literally just sidestep on them. And if you just loop your way around the orbs, you won't have a single issue. I would recommend Warrior, since Warrior can do a fair amount more DPS than what Mage can. And since to my knowledge, I don't think there is an attack that can nuke you attack. That's fine. All right, first boss, Winged Fortress Keeper. The first attack that comes out of this guy are these bubble attacks, and these are honestly just very easy to dodge. Okay, who's using stab? I hope you stub your toe. Okay. Anyways. But for this attack, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to destroy one of the crystals. If you destroy one of the crystals, it creates an aura around you that protects you from this incoming nuke attack that will kill you back here. I originally tried testing out to see if you can actually go back into the starting area to survive, but it doesn't work at all. All right, this next attack is what we're going to call, I guess, the Pac-Man attack. So basically, 3/4 of the arena gets covered with an attack radius, and you have a little bit of time to get to the area. All you have to do is just chill near this podium, and you'll be fine. With enough people and with enough DPS, you should be able to take it down fairly easily. After that, you get introduced to a brand new mob called the Sunken... What is it called? Oh, the Fortress Shaman. That's what it's called. I thought it was called the Sunken Shaman. My bad. The Fortress Shamans, they are going to be a bit of a hiccup for you, especially if you are going solo, which is why I would very much recommend you do not go solo. So the Fortress Shamans, what they do is they basically essentially heal you. Also, I'm not sliding. Slide, please! Oh my gosh. Yeah, you know, I'll just go for a nice little stroll through the fortress. My friend's getting absolutely clapped there. Amazing. So, just make sure to kill them first. I would recommend prioritizing the shamans and just kind of using your DPS and attacking at all enemies at once. It just kind of works out better that way. The next room after that, you have 2 shamans, a bunch of spears, and a bunch... Spears, yeah, spears, whatever they're called. Bunch of spears and a bunch of warriors. So all you really got to do is just group everyone up. If you have 2 people, you can actually split the group and take one group at a time. That would save you a little bit of time. Or you can work with your teammate or your teammates to group up everyone into one big old pile of mobs and smack them all simultaneously that way. Amazing. Okay. After that room, which by the way, this room is freaking cool, might I add. Well done, boys. After that, you've got a bunch of warriors, 2 shamans, and let's see, it is 6 warriors, 4 spheres, 2 shamans. So just group everyone up. You can honestly hit everyone in this thin little corridor here. It's super easy. There's no reason to panic here. After this group of enemy falls, you'll be introduced to the second boss, and Oh, okay. Now, after this group of enemies, there is one final group of enemies before you encounter what I thought originally was the last boss, but turns out there are 3 bosses in this dungeon. A little bit confused as to why the devs decided to put 3 bosses in this dungeon when the previous dungeon had 2 bosses only. But, I mean, hey, it's whatever. Sunken Defender. If you've played Dungeon Quest and you're familiar with Aquatic Temple, then these line attacks are going to be very easy for you. He starts off by using 4 waves of these line attacks in differing patterns, and it's all you got to do is just stand in between the lines. Now, this attack is very, very tricky. You have to look at the feet of the Sunken Defender, because the Sunken Defender is the second boss of the dungeon, and you have to go to the corresponding rock. Although, in my experience, I've noticed that you can go to any of the rocks, but I would recommend going to the shape that the correct rock shape, just to be safe. Pro tip, by the way, is do not hug the rock. You can get attacked through the rock and still die. Remember, every time you die, you lose 10 seconds, so I would recommend not doing that. After that, honestly, the Sunken Defender just has the same 2 attacks over and over again. So dodge the lines, hide behind the rocks like a little sissy. Memorize your shapes because you didn't do it back in preschool, because let's be honest, you're playing Roblox. Nice. And after you defeat them, there will be yet another group of enemies beyond that. Look at this time. Sheesh, boys, what the fudge? In this room, there are 6 warriors, 4 spheres, and it looks like 2 shamans? Same procedure. Group everyone up. Take care of them individually. Be careful, though, because these groups of enemies, the warriors are actually a fair amount of a threat in this dungeon. They were in Raided Village, the previous dungeon, but they're not... But I would say these guys are even worse because of the fact that it's AoE instead of single target. So just watch where you're dodging, okay? Make sure that your hit radius doesn't actually hit everyone. Hit everyone and hit your friendly teammates. Also, who other fudges? All right, after that, we have, I think, only 1 more set of groups of enemies. There are 2 shamans, 6 warriors, and 4 spheres. I got it correct. I actually said it correctly. Salty knows his shapes. He's growing up so fast. It's amazing. Okay, just drop everyone. Again, making sure to not cross in between your attack patterns. Make sure to not cross in between others' attack patterns. And if you have aggro, just don't be that guy that's like, oh, I'm just gonna dodge in very erratic patterns. Or very, very weird patterns. And after that, we have the final boss, Xerta's Fortress Overlord. Honestly, I don't know why he wasn't called the Warden, since it's a fortress, but yeah. I ain't gonna complain. All right, Xerta's has attacks very, very similar to that of the second boss. But unlike with the second boss, there are a bunch of things you need to watch out for. For instance, if you have a set of skull and bones over your head, it means you need to get to the green squares, the green spots that are about to spawn immediately. Be careful, though, because while these grid attacks have spawned, there will occasionally be these skulls here that will spawn, and you ain't dodging these attacks. These things are literally hit scanned. You ain't dodging it. You ain't that good. You ain't Jules. Funny joke. You're welcome for that free shout out, Jules. So if you can, if you're playing with a group, I would recommend taking care of them as a group. So that way you don't melt any more HP and lose any more time from your timer. So look at this. This guy's targeted. It's a skull. Take care of the skull. They are killable. Skull of Reckoning. Once you kill him, though, focus on Xertas, and if you are healed enough, then you can defeat this guy without taking any damage. Be advised, though, because the skulls can spawn, honestly, anywhere in the final boss's arena. So, yeah, just be careful. Also, green. I got the skull and bones above my head, so that means I need to watch out. Thankfully, it is not an insta-kill for the skulls. It is just a scan. If it was an insta-kill, that would honestly just be super cheap. Let's be completely honest about that. 27,000, and with enough DPS, you win. Oh, let's go! Physical. Oh, dag nabbit, I got a physical spell. That sucks. Alright, boys, I'm gonna go back. Also, if you found this video helpful, then make sure to not only like the video, but also subscribe for more content just like this.